Our next speaker for the day is going to be Kasumba. Kasumba is a teacher by profession with masters in early childhood development and principal of Good Shepherd Primary School. He holds a degree in leadership and management. He is also running an educational management corporation here in the country. Let's go ahead and welcome Kasumba on board.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kasumba Hannington. I am a director of Good Shepherd Primary School that is in Uganda. And I am also a research secretary with the National Private Educational Institutions Association. It is a national association that brings together all the schools in Uganda. Sorry about that. And it basically takes over the whole entire school fraternity, that is primary, secondary, and institutions like the universities. So I'm the research secretary there as well. I am also the Kasubi Private Teachers Association chairperson. Kasubi is a parish in Uganda, and I sit as the chairman there. I am an educated person. I hold a degree in early childhood development. Of course, the degree is here in Uganda with Makerere University, and that is who I am in brief. I am so happy that I am on this platform with you people. I want to appreciate so much IBE Forum. I think it is IBE Forum. I hope I said it right. IBE Forum. I want to appreciate you guys for allowing us, people like me in Uganda, have an international platform. It is an honor that I speak to a people like you. Now, I am going to use a few minutes, so I'm going to just give a brief everything about my whole package, because what I have in me is huge and it cannot all come out in 20 minutes. So I'm going to appreciate every message or any question that comes in my chat. Kindly get me the messages in my chat, and we see how we can go on and find some time to answer them. Now, digital learning in Africa. Digital learning is a little brief of what I know about digital learning. It should be a curriculum that is built to better the lives of people, basically in Africa. To me, that's how I believe. That's what I think about it. And in accordance to my presentation today, help me with this slide. In accordance to my presentation today, we're talking about one of the major things. One, I believe what should be the major one should be leadership and management in schools, especially in Africa. When I was preparing this, I realized that if I talk about Africa in general, it will be too huge, because some African countries seem to be slightly better than the others. But to those that I come from, especially in East Africa, leadership is key. Now, every human being was born to be a leader. That is something we need to normalize. Challenge is the majority of the Africans have been told to be followers, others subordinates, to the last or to the least of it, others are slaves. And yet every one of them was born to be a leader. Many of us have been convinced in that leadership is for elite, a group of people chosen by God. In Africa, this is a mentality, a huge mentality, that God chose these people to be in charge. Well, I choose to speak here this time around because my intention is to stimulate the school proprietors, the educationalists, that this mind is not true. Okay? And the best thing we have to do is to change our mindset. How? We need to start by learning how to educate ourselves, because educating yourself is key. A challenge with African society is that the society has already decided what we can do and what we cannot do. If they educate us, they educate us to be in service. We are trained to get a job. Now, the brain, 20 years ago, it has been agreed that the brain is a muscle. Okay, and this muscle should be exercised like any other muscle. It should be exercised. The brain is exercised differently. How? By trying to introduce yourself to new ideas, come up with new thoughts. Every time you come up with new thoughts and new ideas, you are exercising your mind, your brain. And in doing so, your brain grows big. This brings me to a saying in this slide, which one wise man said once, he said, in all you're getting, get wisdom. And if it costs you all you got, get understanding. That is a very deep statement. If anyone is nodding something, please note that. Why do I say that? Especially here in Africa. I've not traveled too much outside Africa. Actually, I've not traveled outside Africa, but I have traveled in a few countries in Africa. But a few things I have realized is that if anyone has got $20, the first thing they think about is their stomach. And the stomach is a place where you can only keep something for maybe 6 hours. I would advise people, if you can only get, this is what the wise man will say, that if you only have $20, buy a book. I'm getting to my point, so I'm trying to be fast. If you get a book, the knowledge you will have you prepare your food that you get, that the food you will get by $20. The $20 you used to buy a book will help you learn to prepare that food. So this is my advice. Turn your homes into libraries. Turn your shelves into universities. Let your chairs be classrooms. This is why I'm saying this. Now I'm coming to the point. I hope I'm not driving so fast. I have my timer here. This is the shocking truth about the curriculum, especially the 21st curriculum. Back then, when the curriculum was being introduced to Africa, what kind of raw material received the curriculum? The people, our great-grandparents who received the curriculum, received a curriculum which was the right curriculum, the good curriculum, maybe I would say the best curriculum. It don't matter what kind of country it came from. But the problem has always been the raw material, the brain, that the raw material, that the curriculum hit. This curriculum, let me explain it here. I explained it in this slide. A curriculum is a system of information transfer that is designed by a certain philosophy about life, that is designed to produce a certain product just like the philosophy. I beg, I am understood here. Let me say that again. Let me put this slide again. Curriculum is a system of information transfer. This system is designed by a certain philosophies about life. Now, the reason for the designing of the philosophy is to produce a product just like the philosophy. Now, allow me use, I don't mean to be, I'm trying to be very careful with my language here. When the British introduced their curriculum to my country, Uganda, I'm going to use my country, Uganda. It was a very good curriculum. Back in their country, allow me to go to the next slide. Back in their country, the curriculum was set for their children, okay, who knew more about themselves. What do I mean? The children had self-esteem. They knew their worth, self-worth. They knew their value, that at birth, a child knew, I am important, I am valuable, I can do everything. So when the curriculum hit the child, it helped the child be a better person. What am I trying to bring out here? The raw material of the curriculum in my slide here says is the mentality of the kids that the curriculum impacts. Now, when the curriculum hits, okay, let me first read this. Who do you call your kids? What do you call them? What do I mean? Africa has a very big challenge because most of our parents have been raised by their parents who were raised by their parents, and those parents never knew what they called self-worth. They do not know how to appreciate a person. This is going to lead me into a little testimony, I would call it. My dad, who raised me, it is funny. I don't know whether some of you will understand it the way I do, but I grew up where I never saw my dad say thank you to my mama. That is the Africa I grew up in. And you would how would you expect me to say thank you to my wife? I never saw that. What I mean is this now, that if we are going to allow the digital learning curriculum to hit our kids, we have got to start with the mentality of the learners, of these children. Why? Because they are the better world we are trying to create. If we are going to create a better world, then we have got to tell these kids that they are worthy, they are powerful, they are the strongest people in this world. And that is our challenge here in Africa. I don't know much about the outside world, but here in Africa. And I was sharing today with one of my colleagues at work here that he was trying to do shopping on Alibaba, okay? And what happened with him is that what happened with him is that the Alibaba software he got, was a fraudster. That is the funniest bit of the story that I learned. And I realized that the person we shared, he was telling me the fraudster seemed to have come from different country who had very good software, okay? And the software that person was using was designed for good, but this person was using it differently. Okay, that is where we have challenge that when the curriculum just to hit people, okay, it hit a people differently. So this is what I'm trying to wind. I think I'm trying to wind up. Let us all try to find ways, okay, we can help the learners to cope up with the new curriculum. We prepare their minds that by the time digital learning hits them, they are not producing, I don't know whether I should say this, they are not producing, we are not producing terrorists. We are not producing fraudsters, but we are producing a world that we should live in. I beg to make that as my presentation. I don't know whether my time is enough. I hope I have not used too much of the time.
Hi, Mr. Kasumba. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for an amazing talk. We're going to quickly take questions. We have a couple of questions waiting. So we're quickly going to take questions and see if there are any questions. So there's a question in the chat box requesting you to kindly read it out and then answer it following with the same.
Okay, thank you. I have a question here that is coming from IBM Forum Administration.
Yes, that's the question.
Should I answer the question now, or should I receive like 2 or 3?
You will answer question one by one. So we have the first question. Please go ahead and answer it.
Okay, the question is coming.
Yes.
If you will be given the chance to design the curriculum for East African country schools, which important components do you think should appear? Okay, number one, the components can be a variety of them, I would say, but number one thing that I think I should design should be something to deal with the mentality of the learners. Okay, I call what today's New English calls it psychosocial. Should we put it in the name of psychosocial responsibilities, where we should prepare the minds of the kids to learn the digital learning? 1. 2, I believe personally that the other element should go in the direction of I've tried to study much about STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and that should go down from nursery section or from kindergarten. Here in my country, computer studies, I'm going to sound funny, computer studying starts from secondary level. That is after 14 years of education, that is after primary level. So I think this education should go down and start from the kindergarten levels. I think One of my personnel was sharing with me about his paper he wrote about digital learning and how it should be working here, and we were sharing ideas. And we both believe that one of the things we should start is the mindset of the kids. Secondly, I think we should deal with introducing STEM to schools. Then one more challenge I believe is going to come is that if I speak for Uganda majorly, where I sit, the greatest number of schools, especially private schools, which don't know anything about computer. It is amazing. So I think we should go down to the basic of computer and then we start from there up. I think I've answered the question right. I have another question here. Should I?
Yes, certainly. There's one more question. Please go ahead and answer.
Okay. How can we promote digital teaching and learning, given the challenges that most of our African countries have? How can we promote digital learning? Now, before COVID hit Uganda, I had introduced, it was a rural project where I was introducing kids, especially kids and learners and communities to internet, to computers. What did I do? I created what I called a digital bus. That bus had laptops that were solar connected to solar power, and we would move to communities, to schools every weekday, and we end the week, that is on the weekends, we train the communities majorly how to use computers. Okay, it is that low. We started that low, like the communities to know, number one, the basics of a computer. If I tell you, that you would run into people, I don't know about your country, but allow me to talk about my country, that you'd get to a community where they have never seen a smartphone. Why do I talk of smartphone? They've never seen a phone at all. This is the communities I was talking about. Like, you go to a community and you are shocked. They do not know what a phone is. They are living in such a life, and you have to introduce that kind of an education to their learner, to their kids, and to the parents as well. So I think one of the ways we can promote that is that we can go to such kind of systems. Get a digital bus, which the intention is to take digital learning to remote areas like that. I hope I answered that question right.
Yes, you did. We have a lot of questions coming in, Mr. Kasumba, with that interactive session. So we're going to go ahead and email it to you so that you can reply back to our delegates in a day or two. I think that should be fine.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you on our platform. Hope you have a good day ahead.
Thank you very much, Ken, and it's a pleasure working with IBE Forum.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great day.
I'm having a challenge in saying that. Have a good day.
Yes, we call it as IBE Forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.